Hiya, welcome back to the channel. You're joining me today in the Civic because we've got a problem. I went to go drive somewhere the other day and the clutch just went to the floor, didn't spring back at all, lost all its pressure. So we're going to have a little look at that today. Probably end up changing some clutch parts. Put my foot down, doesn't spring back at all. Does with your foot under it, of course. Right, so the first thing we can check here is the clutch fluid. Oh, so that's empty, so that's part of our problem. Right, so now we're under the steering wheel and the footwell. This here is the master cylinder. There's a little bit of moisture on it, but I don't think it's leaking as such. There's no residue going down the firewall. But for now, let's have a look at the slave. Okay, so really conveniently, the slave cylinder is just here on this car. Much easier than on the BMW where you got to get right underneath it. And there's a rubber boot here. See that? So we'll remove that, or pull it back anyway. So get that in there now. Oh, so as you don't know if you saw that then. All that fluid in there. You can see it being shiny on the camera. Not the brightest in there, but you can sort of see all that shiny fluid. That's probably not a good sign. So that's probably the cause of our problem here. Right, I'm not quite sure the best way to go about this, but I'm going to start by taking off this hydraulic line. And then we'll try and get it in this little catch can. Right, so I'm going to go on there, turn it, over there, crack that off. No fluid in the system, so hopefully we won't be losing too much. Right, now he's undone. Just lift it out of there, into that bit, into a little catcher. Look like a lot's coming out anyway, but yeah, there's two 12 mils here. Oh, that's one loosened. Oh, and that's the other one. So hopefully we can undo those by hand now. Got a huge amount of room down here. And then this should, I think, come off. Right. So I think this rubber cover should now quite easily pull off. There it goes. Okay, that's brought the thing with it. Right, so here's our new and old clutch slave cylinder. As you see, the old one's been leaking for a while. This boot's come off. New one nice and fixed on there. And so yeah, hopefully that's going to solve our problems. We'll do the master cylinder anyway, just because I bought one and they weren't too expensive. So yeah, we'll fit those up now. Okay, we'll try this way around anyway. So get this on first, that in there. And these are, okay. So now, where's our little 12 mils gone? This might be the trickiest part. Lining these two bolts up. Okay. And that in there. Is that threading in? I mean, that's going in by hand, that's good. So the second one. Does that need to go in there? Is that going in? Hello. We just fitted it. Let's check that in, at the ball's in. And this end we'll just tighten up now. That's surprisingly easy. And now those are tightened up by hand, we can get the ratchet on them. That's the best way to do this in this angle, you reckon? There you go, there's those two tightened. Now to pull out this little red protective cap. Then we can refit the hydraulic line. There we go, that's that out. Right, so that in there. Start tightening this by hand, see how far we get. Oh, about there. Okay. Right, so we just finished tightening this with the spanner. Well, it was quite tight before, but be careful not to over tighten it. There we go. Hopefully that won't leak now. That should all be tightened up. Right, so right at the back of the engine bay. So we're just going right down here. That in there's the back of your clutch master cylinder on one of these. It all tightens to the firewall on the inside, but we need to remove the 2 lines going into this one on the outside. So there's another 10mm hydraulic line on top, and then there's a flexi line in from the reservoir on the bottom. So we just pull those off now. After a lot of faff, I've got the hydraulic pipe off. There's not a lot of work, not a lot of room in there to work on, but she's off, so we can go inside the car now. Right, so to remove the master cylinder from the pedal, there's a, I don't know if you can see up there, there's a split pin on this little bit here, so that's what we're trying to get out currently. Probably can't see a lot in there. So I got the split pin out. Just trying to undo these 12mm now. Not too tight, so that's good. Little nuts have built-in washers, which is quite nice. This one's nice. Nice and easy. There we go, there's 2. So now, if we, yep, there we go. See if we push that, get the outside world. Nice. Go back under the bonnet then. Alright, so there's just this one little flexi hose at the bottom left in there. I think it's going to be easier to take it off the reservoir end now. Just there. A little cloth, just in case. Good nothing. So now this should come out. Oh, there he is. Okay. How do I get out of there? Up through here. Oh. Here's the old one. This bit of pipe looks super crusty in there. Hopefully I'll be able to get this off just by twisting it, but if not, then we'll have to just replace this bit of pipe as well. I think she might be, I might have loosened her off. Oh, there we go. Nice, look at that. Alright, so we swapped all the bits over, like the pipe that we need. So now we can refit this into the car. Yep. Back on the inside of the car, we just put a couple of these nuts on just to hold it in place. Annoyingly, the top one really is a pain in the ass, so right, so we've actually bolted the master cylinder in now. I'm gonna have to pop down to Halfords, get some split pins, because I completely butchered the one that I removed, and then that'll attach it to the pedal. But for now, I'm gonna go and connect up the hydraulic line at least, and then all we got left is pop to the shops and bleed it. So I'll get on with that now. Right, join me back at the Civic. I've got the inside of the master cylinder for the clutch fitted, so now we need to add some fluid and bleed it, and hopefully we won't find any leaks. I'm gonna try out this one-man braking clutch bleeding kit. So hopefully I won't need anyone's help. So let's get that on there now. So here's the nipple we're going to be joining onto. So we slot that over there. So find our little 8mm. Just crack that off half a turn or so. Now this retaining clip slots over apparently, just to hold it on. There we go. Right, so hopefully you can see that. This hose here should hopefully fill it with fluid once we start pumping the clutch. Right, so I've just bled the clutch, fitted all the interior trim, so now the next thing is to start the car and see if we can, you know, move around. There we go. There we go, starts beautifully. First gear up. Oh, we're moving. Reverse. Nice. I think that's a successful bit of work. So that was the clutch master and slave cylinder. It's not something I actually saw myself needing to do, but obviously pissing fluid everywhere and had to be done. So there we go, that's another job done on the Civic. Thanks for joining me today. We'll actually be back next week, I think, doing the front discs and pads on the Civic. They're next. I've got the parts in, so I'm going to start that later today. So cheers for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.